You ought to be in this old house when you're not here. You ought to feel the empty ringing loud and clear. You ought to hear the silence talk when down the hall I walk. You ought to be in this old house when you're not here. You ought to walk through that old door when you're not here, and be greeted by nobody, just the air. You ought to see that empty bed, see your pillow with no head. You ought to be in this old house when you're not here. When you're not here, when you're not here, you ought to be in this old house when you're not here. Come on, Kyle. Now the lights don't burn as bright when you're not here, and your absence makes a night seem like a year. There's nothing on TV, and I don't want to read. You ought to be in this old house when you're not here. Nobody says I love you when you're not here, and the lonely just goes crawling across the floor. Darling, won't you be my wife? Stay beside me all my life. I don't want to live in this old world when you're not here. When you're not here, when you're not here, you ought to be in this old house when you're not here.